Hello everybody, today is, October 18th, I think, and this is the vlog for today. Basically, I am currently filming the xServe G5 build project. That will be continued probably at a later date. I'm not going to film all of it today, but that's what I'm doing with the xServe G5. I'm making this video to document not only what I'm doing today for the next couple hours, but this 2012 MacBook Pro. It's a 13-inch, of course, i5, and this had some liquid damage. Somebody spilled a margarita all over the keyboard. The keyboard still works. Everything actually works sometimes, and it's very annoying. So, the first thing I'm going to do to troubleshoot, because this thing... Okay, back up, a little bit of a backstory. Lady brought this in, told me she spilled a margarita on it 8 months ago, actually, so I didn't have any hope for it at all. Played with it on the counter, played with it on the bench for a couple days, no signs of life. Bought it from her, brought it home, assembled it, and it worked just fine. And it worked fine all of last night. And then I went to turn it on today, and nothing. You just get a very, sort of blinking green indicator from the MagSafe adapter, and that's it. And a little bit of a clicking sound as well, which is why I think this might be bad, because it sounds like the power adapter pigtail thing. So I'm going to go through my box of Mac parts and see if I can get this thing up and running again. But I honestly giggled like a little girl when this thing finally started up. I had no idea that it was going to do that. And I guess if this doesn't end up getting fixed, I'll just sell it for parts as is, saying it works sometimes, it works, or it doesn't work other times, and get maybe a couple $100 for it. That'd be kind of cool. And I guess that's all for the MacBook. Other than that, not much going on, just the usual. So I'm going to continue my xServe G5 build project, and I'll let you know, yeah, if there's anything else to film, you'll see it. Not totally sure if that will pick up on camera, but there is still a flashing occurring when the new pigtail is hooked up. So, I don't think it's an issue with the little adapter down here. I think it's just an issue on the board. So, I'm going to dick around with this thing for a little while, see if I can get it to boot up so I can at least take pictures, and then sell it as is, no returns, liquid damaged, sometimes works, sometimes does not. So I guess that's the end of this MacBook. I don't want to deal with it, so it's going away. Yay, money! Well, I decided to go ahead and clean up the board on this MacBook Pro, and it seems to be making quite a big difference. I didn't know that there would be that big of a difference. You can see on the right, that's the uncleaned, it's not shiny, and it's got some gunk over here. And on the left side, that is still slightly wet with isopropyl alcohol, but it is clean, and it's looking a lot better. So I'm actually going to keep cleaning this board and see what happens. And the fan in this just ramped right the hell up. Interesting. Well, it's also interesting. When I point my camera downwards, the little battery indicator says red. If I point it upwards, I still have 1 bar left. Weird stuff. Weird stuff. Wow, the difference that made is unreal. It looks like a totally brand new motherboard now. I'm actually kind of upset with myself that I didn't try that at first, because if I did damage something by not cleaning it off, then damn, that would suck. But I'm gonna put this thing back together right now after the RAM. Yeah, the RAM's dry now. I didn't use isopropyl 99 point something percent because I don't have any, so I use 70%, which, I mean, it's not ideal, but it does work as long as you let it dry off. So yeah, reassemble this thing and see what happens. Well, it looks like that's all it took. Just a good cleaning to get all those connections and contacts clear of any gunk, and it's working beautifully right now. As far as I can tell, I haven't tested everything. But the mouse works, and the keyboard does work because I pressed the power button. All the keys worked before I tested that, so I think we're back up and running. So I'll have to keep this for a little while. I want to make sure that if I do decide to sell it, it'll do well. Let's give it a quick test here. This is a video I saw on Max Arcade's channel called 6 Final Render. It's a video which I believe has a very high bit rate at certain points, so it makes it a bit of a struggle for certain machines to play. I played this last night, and the MacBook Pro, it really stuttered. It didn't do very well at certain points. So I'm gonna wait for this to load. It's loading up hard drive, so booting up takes quite a while. Full screen play. Ah, there it goes. Did much better than it did last night, I can tell you that much. It stuttered up until where it started freezing, up until about right now, and there was no audio. So that's cool. The only downside to this laptop that I've been able to figure out that is a result of the margarita spill on it is the keyboard's mushy. Now luckily, because I used a laptop for a while that had a crunchy keyboard because stuff was spilled in. Actually, I still have it. It's my 2010 MacBook. But this one just has kind of mushy keys, which, when it comes down to it, it's not the biggest deal. It's just a little bit annoying. But, I mean, hell, I got this for free. The lady literally said, okay, I didn't get it for free. I paid $20 indirectly for it because all we did was a data transfer. So I paid my work $20 for the data transfer and took this. So it was $20. But 2012 MacBook Pro that seems to be working just fine for now doesn't get much better than that. So I guess that's all I'm going to say for the MacBook right now. I'll give you an update if it dies or does something interesting like lights on fire. But other than that, pretty flippin' sweet if you ask me. Well folks, it is time after over 5 and almost 5.5 years to retire the iPhone 4. This iPhone 4 was purchased in, I don't know, July, I think June or July of 2010, right after it was released, and it served me very well. I have definitely got my money's worth out of it, but it is time to retire the iPhone 4. As you can see, the iPhone 4 is still working just fine. I recently updated it to iOS 7, but it's not doing what I need it to do. My needs have surpassed that of what I can get out of this iPhone 4, so I have instead purchased a Moto X Pure Edition with the, I don't know, just plain black and other colors on there. I don't know. It looks cool in my opinion. I like it. So, all I have to do now is I'm going to disable that, because whenever you move your hand over the phone, it wakes up. Pretty neat, but also kind of annoying, and that's cool. You can actually see that on camera. That's not visible in person, those two lights down there. So I have to deactivate this iPhone 4 and transfer everything over that I need and shut it off for the very last time. It's quite a sad day. This phone has gone with me, I don't know, it's been with me for 5 years. It's been through so much. It's been to Africa, it's been to Switzerland, it's been across the United States. Quite an interesting journey, but it is time to retire it, so I'm going to lay it to rest and continue using the Moto X Pure Edition, which, by the way, I'm very happy with so far. Peace out, iPhone. Last time powering off the iPhone 4. God damn, it takes forever to turn off. Well, that's pretty much the reason right there why I'm going away from this phone. There we go.